Do you find yourself dismissing compliments instead of accepting them gracefully? It feels like it's weird, to accept a compliment sometimes. Or maybe you're the person that thinks that someone is trying to butter you up for something just because they pay you a compliment. Or do you feel like acknowledging praise will make you seem arrogant or self centered? Like it's wrong for you to accept that other people acknowledge your talent, your hard work, or your accomplishments. Welcome back, Sophisticates. I'm Davina Dandridge, and we're exploring a crucial aspect of personal development: how to gracefully receive compliments. This journey isn't just about feeling good, it's about transforming how you view yourself and enhancing your interactions with other people. Does this sound like you? Like you have that struggle about, what's really going on with this compliment? Why are they even saying that to me? You know, but that's part of being sophisticated and empowered using emotional intelligence. So for more insights on sophisticated empowerment, like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I'm dropping nuggets all the time. But let's just get right back into accepting compliments. You know, Compliments have emotional significance. Accepting compliments gracefully is vital. It's important for nurturing your self-esteem. And you know what? It's up to you. You should acknowledge your own accomplishments. I used to have a problem of just moving on to the next thing and never stopping to really just celebrate the small and even the large accomplishments. So you should do that for yourself, but also be open to accept what other people want to celebrate you. If you're for some reason waiting for this big reception after you're done with all of the things that you need to do, whether it's going to school or starting this business or launching this big thing that you want to do, and you think that that's the only time that you're going to get praise or acknowledgement, then you're just doing yourself a disservice. Be open to accept compliments. Why are you waiting to understand how other people see you? Because you could say that, it's all about me, how I see myself, but how other people see you matters. It helps you to navigate in this world. It helps you to acknowledge when sometimes your emotions aren't in the place that they need to be. And accepting compliments sounds like a weird tool to get there, but it allows you to see yourself through a positive lens instead of something from your past that has been weighing heavy on you. It counteracts the feelings of self doubt and inadequacy. Your response to compliments directly relates to your level of self esteem. And sometimes it's not until we hear from someone else or someone we respect or even receive an unexpected compliment out of nowhere do we realize that the work and the effort that we put into that thing is really working. So when you receive compliments, you now have a new barometer from which you can measure yourself. And you're measuring yourself against yourself from the past, not against anybody else. You see that you are more capable than you once were. And you have more knowledge than you did in the past, right? And you've become emboldened to do more and bigger things for yourself and for your future when you start acknowledging the success that you have. And that comes by receiving compliments. Learning to accept compliments helps you to get rid of imposter syndrome. And I know that many people have that. I have that still sometimes, you know, because when you accept compliments, you realize that you're supposed to be in this space. You're supposed to be in this arena. If it's for somebody else, it could be for you too. So imposter syndrome has no weight once you start accepting compliments. And the ability to accept compliments starts with self-awareness. You have to know who you are. So when these compliments start coming in, you know where to put them, where to place them. And I'm going to talk more about that. But you should look deep into why. If you're the person that is struggling with taking compliments, why you feel this way? Is it because you've never received many compliments? That could happen. Some people don't receive a lot of compliments, or the compliments that you received. were attached to an agenda, and that could really be something that you carry with you as you go. And maybe you just have not seen yourself as accomplished or worthy of receiving kind words. You have imposter syndrome. But I'm going to tell you, it's simple. Just say thank you. Because when you deflect praise, when you push away, when people say something good about you, you're essentially telling yourself and other people that your achievements are not valid or you don't deserve recognition. And that's not true. This can perpetuate a cycle of negative self perception and hinder you from your personal growth. Here's a quote by Coco Chanel. And, if anybody can take compliments, I'm sure she did. She said that beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. And self awareness allows you to be authentically who you are. I embrace this philosophy by recognizing the true beauty and worth when I've accomplished something. And you should do the same thing. And you should celebrate your worth openly. And that starts by receiving compliments. But you must also avoid the pitfalls of praise. It can be tricky to navigate compliments. Okay, it's essential to accept compliments, but it is also crucial to stay grounded in who you are and grounded in your purpose. You use praise as a motivator rather than a validator. This ensures that it doesn't derail you from your true goals and values because you see it all the time. People start doing well, they start getting compliments, they get the big head, and then somehow they are no longer pursuing that thing that they were once pursuing. They're on to something else because that is where the compliments have led them. And that's what you don't want to do because God places the purpose on your life, not people. You can't invest your energy in trying to receive compliments. That's not what we do anything for. Because you know what? People's minds change like the wind. They do. Fishing for compliments is a response to some other unaddressed emotion or a way of thinking that you have. I like the term inadequacy. Inadequacy fits well with what I'm talking about. Inadequacy means that there is some area in your life where you see yourself as not having the right level of quality or the right ability or the right knowledge, and you feel deficient in that area. And the reality is you could be deficient. That might be true. Or maybe it's the way you see yourself. In this case, it might be based on a past incident or a condition that you haven't yet examined. And that condition keeps you from properly receiving a compliment. So when you do get a compliment, the first thing you want to know is why. Why is this person doing this to me? Why is this person saying this? Instead of a gracious thank you. And that's all you need. Because you accept that they acknowledge your uniqueness, and that is what boosts your self-esteem. Maybe you crave more compliments in the form of acceptance because you haven't been accepted in certain circles, or maybe you were rejected in certain areas in your life, and that really weighs heavy on you. I know people who haven't had a lot of friend relationships or close friend relationships, so acceptance is definitely important to them. But when you're dealing with human emotions and human acceptance, you first have to be grounded, and that's so important. So while you're receiving compliments, everything is good. But what happens when the compliments stop? What happens when what you used to do to get compliments no longer works? Or you fall out of favor, or whatever it was is no longer trending? You end up back to inadequate. So you have to stay grounded. You use self awareness to recognize when you are seeking approval or acceptance from the masses. It's easy to get swept up in it. All that adoration out of nowhere, all of a sudden, especially if you've never received it. And it's when you're putting yourself out there, you're really, really working. Thing is going to work for you. And now you're getting the compliments. You're trying to promote yourself and you have this new talent and skill and it's working. You want to receive that. I remember when I first started posting reels to Instagram. I was doing it because I have a message to share. And just like most people, they use their platform, hopefully for good, to share a message that will help people. And, I saw people struggling to find a balance in their lives and dealing with emotions. And I felt that, and I still feel compelled to share the benefits of learning emotional intelligence. So that's what I do. But let me tell you this, social media almost got me. Almost got me. I had to recognize when certain compliments hit differently. Not compliments about looks or anything. I don't care about that. But when certain compliments like just resonated in a different part of me that didn't feel like I was helping, I would ask myself two questions though. And this is what you should ask yourself. If you're the type of person who's kind of like on the fence about where this compliment thing is going. First thing is, does this compliment align with my goals? Is this compliment one that I should receive based on accomplishing that thing that I'm working so hard to do? The second question is, why did this compliment matter to me? Why did this compliment hit like it did? Is this compliment serving to as motivation to keep me pushing forward toward that goal? Or is this compliment really trying to feed some type of ego thing? Though that's why these questions are important, because we must stay grounded. Asking these questions keeps me from seeking approval from people who are not the people I want to share with. And, self awareness allows me to maintain my authentic self. I know who I am. I remember who I am. I keep that in the forefront of my mind so I can make any adjustments in my life that God tells me to make, not what people are telling me to make or what the trends are telling me to make. So in Proverbs 16:24, it says that gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. This scripture beautifully illustrates the power of our words. Just as the honeycomb revitalizes the body with the sweetness and nutritional value, speaking with kindness and positivity, like compliments, breathes life and healing into our interactions with people. So, not just receiving compliments, giving compliments, even. So, accepting compliments are a blessing to not just the person who receives them, because I know I feel blessed when I receive compliments, but it's also a blessing to the person that's sharing the kind words. So, what I'd like you to do is reflect on each compliment you receive. Ask yourself how it aligns with your true value and goals. And this reflection will help you. It'll help you keep focused. It'll help you stay on your path without getting swayed by external validation. All right. So, enhancing your response to compliments is important too. I had a client one time who was getting very, very popular. And she would go, this was after the pandemic. So she was doing a lot on social media. Her brand was growing and she was changing her things up. And she had put down, trying to please everyone. She was doing what worked for her, just like we talk about. And so it was time to go outside. So she went outside and she went to a place that aligned perfectly with her brand and what she was doing. And people were coming up to her and giving her compliments. And as a regular person, the compliments, the way that she responded for compliments may or may not have been, you know, a blessing. But now she is a public face. So now how she responds really matters. So we had to talk about it. She's like, I don't know what to do. I just get nervous. I get clammed up. I just shut down. I say, you need to think of a phrase that is going to be acceptable and resonates with who you really are. Something that you could go to so you don't have to have this whole thing about, am I going to be a bad representation of my brand out in the public? So she came up with the phrase, and I won't tell you the phrase because that might give away who she is. But it was a simple thank you, and then a second part that aligned with her brand. So she didn't have to stand there and continue to take compliments and not know what to do or to say next. It got her off the hook with accepting the compliment. Develop a habit of responding to compliments with a simple and heartfelt thank you, and a personal reflection on the effort behind the achievement. That's that little tagline at the end to let the person know that you appreciate their compliment. It doesn't take you out of the situation like you're deflecting from the compliment, and it lets you move on. This acknowledges the praise without diminishing your contributions. The other thing is you need to encourage a supportive environment. People are often not accepting compliments because they're not in an environment where they're giving compliments or frequently seeing people receiving compliments. So you can build a culture within your community, within your environment, that includes your workplace, where giving and receiving compliments becomes a normal thing. It's not odd for someone to say, hey, that was good. You did a good job. Oh, I really like that. You can start doing that yourself, and it shows people how to treat you. So this not only boosts the collective morale. So if you're in a group, if it's your family unit, if you're at work, if it's your girlfriends, you start doing this and watch it catch on. You just watch it because it fosters a positive environment conducive to growth and emotional intelligence. So if somebody is always telling you that you're doing good, and this is a person who you trust, and you know that this is coming from a good place, why not get more of that? And then why not give it so everyone can just get motivated to do what it is that's going to benefit their future? Because encouraging discussions about the impact of positive talk and support in your circle, it helps because you can share stories and examples of how compliments actually helped you move forward, or compliments helped you see yourself in a different way, and it contributed to your success. Today, we went deep into the transformative power of receiving compliments with grace and emotional intelligence. By embracing praise appropriately, you affirm your self worth and develop a cycle of positivity in your life and in the life of the people around you. Join me in the Emotional Reset Challenge to further develop and hone these skills. Together, we can cultivate a lifestyle of empowerment and elegance. Click the link below to sign up now and start your journey towards the more confident and fulfilling life. I'll see you next time.